In the beginning of this drama, we are shown our hero Dongi, who is very handsome and talented. Once upon a time, he used to be a firefighter, but due to an accident, he had to leave his job. After that incident, he could never sleep peacefully, because the same terrible dream kept haunting him again and again. Now he works with his team doing rescue operations. Dongi, whom his teammates also call Monitor, goes to the birthday party of Miss Hua, the granddaughter of the owner of a big company, to talk about their first factory. If he gets time, he will inform them about what's going on in the company. This is the first time he sees Hua so closely. On the other hand, Hua's stepbrother Chan takes care of the company's management, and Hua loves him just like her real brother. Grandpa's wish is that both of them always stay happy like this. Meanwhile, Hua has to give a speech at her birthday party, but she doesn't remember it at all. Uncle Fatty gives her instructions, but due to some technical issues, she can also hear Monitor and his team's conversation. Because of this, poor Hua can't deliver her speech properly. After that, everyone starts making fun of her, saying she will always stay dumb like this. It hurts her feelings, and she runs away emotionally. Later, after reading the hate comments on social media, she gets mentally disturbed. In the next scene, Monitor comes to Hua's room to talk to Grandpa about the factory. Coincidentally, their first kiss happens here. Luckily, she was drunk and mistook him for Uncle Fatty, asking him to take her far away. When the team sees Monitor taking Hua away, they also follow them. Finally, they book a hotel room for Hua to rest. After that, when they reach home, everyone teases Monitor about Hua and says they looked good as a couple. Next day, a boy tells Monitor that Grandpa is looking for a teacher for Hua who will teach her about the company. Monitor likes this idea and thinks it's a good chance to talk to Grandpa about the factory. Meanwhile, when Hua wakes up in the hotel room, she is shocked and wonders who brought her there. After checking the CCTV footage, she sees 3 boys but can't identify their faces. Then she finds out that she herself used her ID to book the room. She tells the staff to delete the footage so that no rumors spread about her. After that, she quietly goes back home, worried that Grandpa might insult her. But Grandpa has already seen her. Instead of getting angry, he seems worried and tells her he has decided to get her married. He also says he has already found a boy for her. He adds that he will hire a teacher for her to teach her about the company because he wants to make her the heir of the company. Hua is shocked and says her brother Chan can also take this responsibility, but Grandpa refuses and says only she will handle the company. She gets stressed, but Grandpa tells her to get ready and come to the company. In the next scene, when she enters the lift, Monitor sees her and tries to hide. But she spots him. She reading his file and realizes that he came to give an interview to become her teacher. She doesn't remember anything from the previous night. After that, she starts scolding him and tells him to leave. But he can't go just like that, so he starts giving her a long speech. Grandpa sees all this and gets impressed by Monitor's personality. Meanwhile, Hua decides she'll goes to the rooftop to blackmail him emotionally. Grandpa, instead of taking more interviews, directly decides that from now on, Monitor will be Hua's teacher. Monitor tells them, "Look, you're misunderstanding me. I came here only to talk about your first factory." But Grandpa is in no mood to listen to him. Meanwhile, Hua has already gone to the rooftop, but then she starts thinking that she shouldn't do anything like this. She worries that Grandpa might get very tense because of her. Some people see her upstairs and misunderstand that she's trying to jump. On the other hand, Grandpa has already told Monitor, "I trust you. I want you to be Hua's teacher because I know you are very honest and kind." As he's thinking about all this, he hears that Miss Hua is trying to jump from the rooftop. Like everyone else, he immediately runs to her. Just when Hua's foot slips and she's about to fall, Monitor catches her like a hero. Both of them fall down together. After that, they suddenly receive the news that Grandpa has had a heart attack. Hua gets very scared. At the hospital, they find out that Grandpa has actually gone into a coma. Next day, all the shareholders start scolding Hua, saying, "This happened because of you. It's your fault Grandpa is in this condition." Hua says emotionally, "No, it's not like that. He just wanted to make me the company heir. But I didn't want it." Then the shareholders say, "Fine. Now you decide who will take over the company after him." Hua decides to hand over the responsibility to her brother Chan. He gets very happy about it. In the next scene, Monitor comes to Hua and says, "Your grandpa appointed me as your teacher." But Hua refuses to accept it and says, "I don't need any teacher." Even her brother supports her, saying he's already in a coma, so how can we trust your words? Then Hwa gets angry and tells Monitor to leave. After he goes, Chan gives her a card and says, "Go shopping for some clients." She immediately goes to a mall. Meanwhile, Monitor stops her and says, "Don't do this. If any reporter sees you here, it'll damage your reputation badly. Everyone will say you went shopping while your grandpa is in the hospital." Just then, they spot a reporter clicking her photos. They run after him, but Hwa doesn't know how to sit on a bike. As soon as she sits, her dress tears, so Monitor takes off his coat and gives it to her. They both chase the reporter and finally catch him. But suddenly, he falls into the water. Then, like a true hero, Monitor jumps into the water and saves him. After that, the reporter confesses, "Someone paid me to ruin Hwa's reputation and record a video." But Hwa refuses to believe him. She angrily says, "Monitor must have done all this just to act like a hero." Monitor tries to explain, "No, it's not what you think," but Hwa doesn't listen. He gets upset and leaves. Meanwhile, Chan finds out that Hwa has already told everyone she went shopping for Grandpa. So, the video of her shopping goes viral in a positive way. Hwa returns home happily, proud of how smartly she handled the situation. But her brother is not happy at all. In fact, it seems like he was the one who planned to ruin her reputation. He secretly hates his sister, but the reason will be revealed later. On the other hand, Monitor goes to the hospital to visit Grandpa, but Hwa stops him. As they argue, Hwa suddenly sees a poor lady who doesn't have money for treatment. After that, Hwa decides to launch a campaign outside the hospital, asking people to help patients in need. When her brother comes, she tells everyone, "My brother arranged all this." He gets surprised but goes along with it. Then Hwa announces a huge donation amount, and her brother is forced to donate the money. Later at the office, he scolds her, "Why did you do all this?" But she doesn't listen to him. That night, Chan receives a video of Hwa with 3 boys from that hotel night. After seeing it, he gets happy and immediately forwards it to someone. Next day, Hwa wakes up to find the same video going viral. Everyone starts criticizing her and calling her characterless. Meanwhile, her brother stands in front of the media and says, "I don't know anything about my sister's private life. And from today, she has no place in our company." After that, poor Hwa is kicked out of the house. She cries and pleads with her brother, saying, "Please believe me. I didn't do anything wrong." But he doesn't care. He had been waiting for this chance to throw her out. On the other hand, Monitor's team also sees the news and talks among themselves. First, this girl went to the rooftop when she didn't want to become the company heir. And now, who knows what else she has done? Because her brother had throws her out of the house. When Monitor hears about this, he gets really worried and immediately leaves to find her. Meanwhile, we see Chan with his girlfriend, who is actually his own assistant. She tells him, "You shouldn't have treated your sister like that." But Chan replies coldly, "She and her mom stole my dad from me and my mom when we were kids. So whatever I did to her now is right." He has hated Hwa since childhood. On the other hand, Hwa's condition gets worse. Even her friends refuse to let her stay with them. She becomes completely homeless and wonders where she'll stay. Just then, some drunk men start following her. She runs to escape, but before anything bad happens, Monitor arrives and saves her. He then says, "I actually came to get my coat back that I gave you." Hwa remembers tearing it and decides to say nothing about it. Monitor tells her to come stay at his place. She says, "Why should I live with a single guy?" But he insists, "It's not what you think. My whole family lives there." When she arrives and sees so many family members, she feels a little relieved. But she still wants to leave. Everyone warns her that it's not safe outside, so she finally decides to stay with them. She has no other option anyway. She's given a small dog's room to stay in. But when she finds out that Monitor sleeps in a peaceful big room, she immediately climbs onto his bed, saying, "I'll sleep here." When Monitor tries to move her, he suddenly falls asleep deeply as they get close. Hearing her shout, all the family members rush in and get shocked to see their boss sleeping so peacefully. The next morning, Monitor himself is surprised also. He never slept so well before. Meanwhile, poor Hwa wakes up in the dog's room. When she looks out the window and sees the boys shirtless, she is shocked and happy because they're all very handsome. Then, because the dog licked her shirt, it starts to smell, so she goes to take a bath. But she struggles with it. Suddenly, Monitor walks in and is shocked to see her. He quickly tries to hide her so the other teammates won't see. If they sees them, they will tease both of them later. Hwa feels stressed and wonders when she'll be able to go home and if her brother will ever forgive her. Then she checks her phone and sees that all the groups have removed her except one, her fiancé's group led by Jing Ran. She quickly messages them, "I want to meet you." Meanwhile, the boys realize Hwa's fragrance was what made Monitor sleep so well. They even call her his sleeping pill. One of the friends tells them Hwa is at a party. He's now her friend and added her to his group. Hwa goes to the party arranged by her fiancé. There she sees a boy who looks bored, so she starts talking to him. He really likes her personality. After talking for a while, Hwa decides to leave to meet her fiancé Jing Ran. But as soon as she steps out, some girls who already know her start making fun of her. They point fingers and mock her. Hwa feels bad but confidently tells them, "I came here to meet my fiancé Jing Ran." The girls don't believe her and say, "Do you even have an invitation card?" No one has seen Jing Ran yet, so they bully her even more. Suddenly, Monitor arrives to help her. He's there to give her a pin. Hwa quickly introduces him. "This is my fiancé Jing Ran." Everyone, including the bored boy from earlier, watches the scene closely. Before anyone can ask for proof, the real assistant of Jing Ran comes forward and shows the invitation card to the girls. Seeing this, their faces drop. After that, Monitor asks the boy, "Who are you and why are you helping us?" He replies, "I'm Jing Ran's assistant. He sent me to help Hwa and bring her to him." As Hwa is about to go with him, she receives a message. It's from her fiancé, breaking off the engagement. Hwa realizes that Jing Ran doesn't have any relationship with her anymore. Seeing this, she feels really hurt and shows everything to that boy. He also gets shocked. For now, the boy tells Hwa to just add him to her group chat, and later, he will keep updating her about everything that happens. After that, it is revealed that this boy was none other than Jing Ran himself. He goes to his father and asks why he broke off the engagement with Hwa without even asking him. His father explains that earlier they fixed the engagement because of some family problems. But now since Hwa has been thrown out of the house by her brother, there is no reason to keep this relationship. That's why he broke the engagement. Meanwhile, his father also has some business problems, so he tells Jing Ran to go and talk to Chan about their business cooperation, and strictly tells him not to mention Hwa at all. On the other hand, Hwa feels completely broken after being rejected. At that moment, she receives a voice recording from an unknown number. It is her grandpa's voice. In the recording, he is telling her brother that since he hates Hwa so much, he has decided to make Hwa the next heir of the company. Hearing this, Hwa gets very angry at her brother and wants to question him face to face. Monitor stops her and says, "He might take the recording from you or hurt you. Don't go to him." But Hwa doesn't listen. She rushes to her brother and plays the recording for him. Then, in the flashback, we see Grandpa telling him that he has decided to give the company to Hwa. Chan gets furious and says, "How can you do this to me? I thought you loved me too." But no, everyone always only cares about Hwa. Because of his disrespectful behavior, Grandpa slaps him. He angrily replies, "Don't think you can make Hwa the heir while I'm still here. I will never let that happen." Hearing this, Grandpa gets a heart attack. Hwa confronts her brother and says, "Why did you do this to Grandpa? I love you too. How can you think like this about me?" He coldly answers, "I don't love you at all. You and your mom took my dad away from me and my mom. I've hated you since childhood." Hearing this, Hwa gets deeply hurt. But now, she decides that she will take back Grandpa's company from her brother at any cost. Meanwhile, Monitor also arrives to pick her up. She tells him, "You can teach me everything about the company." So Monitor starts teaching her. For now, she doesn't have money to pay him, so she promises, "Once the company becomes mine, I'll give you 20% of the shares." But Monitor refuses and says, "I don't want any shares. I just have one condition." His only condition is that every night before sleeping, Hwa will come to sleep him. Hwa happily agrees and leaves with a smile. From the next day, Hwa comes under a lot of pressure. Everyone makes her train hard. They tell her she must become not only mentally strong but also physically strong. Hwa gets exhausted because she has never worked this hard in her entire life. Next day, we see the first factory, which was Grandpa's favorite. He never thought of closing it. But now the business is not going well. So the main boss says, "I've decided to shut this factory down." However, one shareholder strongly disagrees. He says, "This was Grandpa's favorite. We can't close it." So the boss challenges him, "If you can make it profitable in a short time, I won't close it." And he agrees to this challenge. In the next scene, the family tells him to marry Y.E Group daughter, but he completely refuses because he is secretly dating his assistant. Here, we see a slightly romantic scene between Chan and his assistant. Meanwhile, he is trying to figure out how Hwa got that voice recording. His detectives inform him that someone inside his own company is leaking his information, so he decides that no matter what, he will find out who that person is. On the other hand, Monitor is remembering Grandpa's words. He once told Grandpa that he wanted to spend his life helping people as part of the rescue team. Grandpa said, "I know everything about your life, and I also know that because of your honesty, your team kicked you out. But if I ever get a chance, I'll prove your innocence. And please, become Hwa's teacher." Because Grandpa loved Hwa a lot, Monitor agreed immediately. That's why now he also takes care of her, because Grandpa had promised to bring back his reputation. After that, whenever Monitor gets close to Hwa, her fragrance makes him sleepy. Because of this, he's not able to teach her properly, and she smiles seeing him like that. Later, to avoid this situation, he starts wearing a mask and even gives her a perfume to use. Poor Hwa has no choice but to use it too. Meanwhile, Jing Ran, who is Chan's childhood friend, comes to meet him. They are both very happy to see each other. Jing Ran needs help with company work, so Chan agrees immediately. Then they start working together on a contract. One day Hwa is very tired, so she falls asleep before him. When he comes close to move her from his bed, her fragrance again makes him sleepy, and he ends up sleeping right next to her. Next day, hearing the voices of teammates outside, he panics. He quickly tries to hide Hwa so that no one sees them together. But suddenly, when Hwa opens the door, a team member is standing outside. He sees them together and smiles suspiciously. Meanwhile, in the group chat, Jing Ran asks Hwa for her number so he can talk to her directly, and she gives it. Monitor gives Hwa a 1,000-word writing task. But suddenly, an emergency comes up and all the rescue team members have to leave for a mission. After that, one person stays behind and shows Hwa some of Monitor's rescue videos. She realizes how passionate he is about his work and how much he loves being a firefighter. Seeing this, Hwa also feels inspired. She thinks, if he can work so hard, why can't I? So she spends the whole night completing her task. But just when she is about to sleep, her hand accidentally touches the keyboard and everything she wrote gets deleted. When Monitor comes back and checks, there's nothing on the screen. She tries to explain, but he doesn't believe her. Hurt and emotional, Hwa leaves and goes straight to Grandpa's place. Later, Monitor's friend tells him the truth, that Hwa really had done the work. Realizing his mistake, Monitor rushes to Hwa. She is crying in front of Grandpa, saying, "Please get well soon. I've lost my home and now no one believes me." Monitor overhears everything. He can't take it anymore. He goes to her and sincerely apologizes. Hwa not forgives him easily and takes him to play games with her. They both enjoy themselves a lot. She even wins all the games and proudly tells the team that she defeated Monitor. The team is shocked because Monitor usually never loses. They tease him, saying he must have lost on purpose because of Hwa. Meanwhile, since Hwa's company is related to skincare products, she starts giving skincare tips to everyone. She even gives Monitor some tips. Later, Monitor actually starts worrying about his skin. Just then, he gets a message from an unknown number. He smiles while texting and even tells Hwa to leave for the night, saying he doesn't need her. Next day, Monitor leaves. Everyone suspects that he must be going on a date, so they secretly follow him to find out where and who he is meeting. It is shown that the person he came to meet was not anyone else, but Jing Ran's assistant. That means he had no idea that in reality, it was actually Jing Ran himself. As soon as they saw each other, all their expectations were shattered because they had imagined meeting a girl. After that, Jing Ran realizes that actually Hwa gave him not her own number, but Monitor's number. Now Monitor asks him, "What are your intentions toward Hwa? Why did you come to meet her? And also, why doesn't your boss Jing Ran come himself? What's the matter with him?" He replies, "You're misunderstanding. I don't have any bad intentions for Hwa at all." While they're arguing like this, the others nearby also start watching them. They even begin to assume that they both are a couple. Later, when they secretly reach home, they see that Monitor had already been watching them and had followed them all the way. When he questions them, they say, "We didn't go anywhere," but Monitor already knows the truth. Then Monitor asks Hua why she gave his number to that assistant. She replies, "Look, his boss broke off the engagement with me, so why would I give him my number? That's why I gave yours instead." After that, Monitor warns her that she must not get close to that assistant and also says, "I have to find out who Jing Ran really is, so I must get close to him." Hua teasingly replies, "Oh, so that's the only reason, huh?" Later, their friends who saw everything earlier start making fun of them. As they keep teasing, Monitor finally gets angry, and seeing his reaction, everyone laughs loudly. Next day, at Chan's office, the daughter of a Y.E group owner named Jiao comes with a business proposal. But Chan arrogantly says, "Our company doesn't work on small projects." Hearing this, Yao gets very angry. Later, when she goes home and tells her father everything, he says that he has already planned to arrange a blind date between her and Chan. He tells her, "If we want profit, this is something we have to do." But Yao gets upset and says, "Dad, I don't want to get married right now. My focus is only on my work." But her dad doesn't agree, so she leaves from there. Meanwhile, one of Monitor's team members gets a job as Yao's driver. It's his first day, so he even brings her a small gift. But she is so frustrated that she doesn't even accept it. Seeing this, he feels bad. On the other hand, Hua is busy planning with her group. She tells them that there's a locker in her brother's office that holds her grandpa's will, through which he wanted to make her the company's heir. But it won't be easy to get it. So her friends suggest that she get a job at her own company. That way, she may get access to the locker. She already knows the password, so she agrees and starts practicing for the job interview from that day itself. But because she has never worked before, she faces many difficulties. Even later, she vents all her frustration in front of Monitor. Meanwhile, Chan gifts a big apartment to his girlfriend. She feels happy and emotional because this was her dream, to live in a big house. At first, she refuses to accept it, but when Chan insists again and again, she finally agrees. Back to Hua. Because she doesn't know how to work properly, she makes mistakes. So Monitor scolds her a lot. She gets angry and says, "Why do you always just scold me? You could teach me properly too." Then he softens a bit and tries to teach her how to clean. As he comes close to her, her heartbeat starts racing. The situation becomes awkward, so he steps back immediately. Hua gets confused and thinks, sometimes he scolds me and sometimes he cares so much. It's really hard to understand him. Next day, she goes to Gavron's shop. Suddenly, she sees her enemy Shasha there. An idea comes to her mind. She quickly gets ready and pretends to be shopping casually. Shasha buys a lot of dresses to show off how rich she is. After she leaves, Hua smiles and says happily, "At least I helped Gavron make good sales today." After that, Hua receives a call. She has been hired for the job. Hearing this, she becomes extremely happy and says, "Finally, my plan is working." So that Chan doesn't recognize her, she decides to change her look before going there. Monitor suggests she cut her hair, but she refuses. Instead, she wears a wig, which makes her look quite cute. They both go to the company together by bus. Since it's crowded, Monitor protects her, and she really likes this gesture. In the next scene, Hua reaches the company with a cleaning machine and goes straight to Chan's office and try to open the locker, but as soon as she hears Chan's voice, she hides under the table. Meanwhile, Chan enters with Jing Ran and notices the machine standing there but no cleaner in sight. He gets really angry. Jing Ran sees Hua hiding and signals her to leave quietly. But Chan gets furious and says, "Who left this machine here?" Later, when he finds out that there's a new employee today, he transfers Hua to the first factory, saying, "We don't need you here." Jing Ran also says he wants to work in the first factory, but Chan refuses. When Hua finds out she's being transferred, she realizes she lost her chance to access the locker. But since she also needed to work at her grandpa's factory anyway, she doesn't look too upset. In the next scene, we see Hua outside of the first factory. Everyone there already knows about Hua, so they don't see her in a good way. But where there are enemies, there are friends too. One sweet girl comes to Hua and becomes her friend right away. Since Hua has never worked before, she accidentally makes a mistake while working. Because of that, the boss scolds her badly and says, "Now the machine is damaged because of you." The repair cost will be cut from everyone's salary. This makes all the employees angry with Hua, and she becomes very upset. When she goes home, she tells everything to Monitor and the others. She has no idea how she will pay such a big amount. Meanwhile, an idea comes to her mind to talk to Jing Ran. But before she can go to him, he himself arrives. She becomes very happy to see him. Then she says to him, "Your boss has already broken the engagement with me, so why do you still come to meet me on his behalf?" He replies, "Actually, I want to make peace between you and him. And also, I want to be your friend. This time, give me your number. Last time, you gave me Monitor's number." She then gives him her number. Meanwhile, Monitor sees them together and starts feeling jealous. That night, Monitor is shown inspecting all the machines in the first factory. Next day, he comes to the company as the deputy director and fixes the machine very efficiently. Hua looks extremely happy seeing him there. Later at home, Hua says to him, "You should have told me earlier you were coming to my company. Anyway, it's good you're here now." Monitor tells everyone that he went to meet the shareholder who dislikes Chan because that shareholder was Grandpa's favorite and always supported Hua and Grandpa. When Monitor talks to him, he agrees immediately to let Monitor work at the first factory and says that if they can bring profit in 3 months, they can save the company from shutting down. Next day, Hua joins the morning exercise with the other workers. She slightly modifies her uniform so everyone looks at her with judgmental eyes. Monitor notices this too. Then Monitor suddenly calls Hua on stage. Hua thinks he's going to compliment her outfit, but instead, he scolds her. He says, "You must dress up like everyone else. This is not acceptable." Hua becomes upset. On the other hand, Chan gets very angry and says, "Why did you make him deputy director without asking me?" Chan doesn't like Monitor also. But the shareholder calmly says, "You gave me 3 months to bring profit, so let me work the way I want." Chan has no reply and stays quiet. Hua becomes even more upset with Monitor. She works hard but ignores his help. That night, Monitor cooks food for her, but she ignores him and goes to her room. Next day in the office, Hua makes another mistake while working. Monitor gets angry and says, "You made this mess, so now you'll clean it up." While cleaning, Hua accidentally injures her hand and becomes emotional. Monitor sees the whole scene from behind. That night, he goes to apply medicine to her hand, but she ignores him and says, "You always scold me, and then you come to care for me. I don't need any of this." Later, when Hua goes to Gavran's shop, Monitor and the others also come there to cheer her up. He tries to talk to her a lot, but Hua doesn't give him any attention. Meanwhile, she focuses on shopping and ignores him completely. In the next scene, it is shown that when they all reach home, suddenly Jing Ran also enters. He gives her roses and asks her to go out with him. She immediately agrees and happily goes with him. On the other hand, Monitor feels very jealous seeing them together. The others tell him, "If you also want to meet Hua, then just go to her." These days, finding someone's location is not a big deal. Meanwhile, Hua is shown sitting in the restaurant with Jing Ran. Just before she takes a drink with him, Monitor also enters. As he tries to take her away with him, Jing Ran stops them and says, "No, Hua will stay with me." But Monitor replies, "No, she will come with me," and angrily grabs her hand and takes her away. After that, Jing Ran decides that no matter what happens, he will work in the first factory. He also goes to Chan to talk about it. Chan agrees and says, "If you want to work there, go ahead. Sell the old machinery and buy the new one." He knows if all the money goes into buying the new machines, then there won't be any products or profit. And in this way, the company will shut down. Next day, we see Jing Ran in the first factory. As soon as Yan Yan sees him, she gets impressed and says, "Wow, he's so handsome." Seeing him in the company, both Hua and Monitor get shocked. Monitor gets angry and asks, "What is he doing here?" The boss asks, "Do you both know each other?" Jing Ran smiles and says, "Of course. We've known each other since childhood. We're very good friends." Jing Ran then announces that he wants to sell all the old machines and buy new ones. And since he's the director now, no one can say much. Hua is very happy because Jing Ran makes her his assistant, and now she doesn't have to do small tasks anymore. But Monitor tries to stop her and says, "You shouldn't just follow him. You should work with everyone and win their hearts. In the end, you're the one who has to become the heir of this factory." But Hua doesn't listen. He even holds her hand, but nothing affects her. Finally, Hua becomes Jing Ran's assistant. Monitor still doesn't trust Jing Ran, so he starts investigating him. Jing Ran, pretending to be Lang Qing, next day comes to pick Hua up from her house. Seeing this, not just her friend, but even Monitor doesn't like it. After a lot of investigation, Monitor finally finds out the truth. He is actually Jing Ran. When he confronts him, Jing Ran denies it and shows a family photo. He says, "My uncle and father were twins. Their sons were also twins. I'm Jing Ran's cousin, not him. I didn't tell you before because I didn't want you to hate me for what happened between Hua and Jing Ran." But Monitor still doubts him. Later, he finds that a huge amount of money has disappeared from the company accounts. Soon, it's revealed that Jing Ran used all that money to buy new machinery. Monitor gets very angry. Jing Ran says, "I did all this for everyone's good." But Monitor scolds him, "How will we pay the employees now?" With no other option, Monitor requests a loan from another company so they can pay salaries. Hua overhears all this too. After that, when she is about to go home with Monitor, Jing Ran offers to drop her, but she refuses and chooses to go with Monitor. When they're about to leave on the bike, Monitor suddenly gets an emergency call and has to go. So he tells Jing Ran, "You drop Hua." That night, when Monitor comes back after the rescue, Hua sees the injury on his hand and gets worried. She applies medicine to his hand and finally realizes that all the strictness from him was for her own good, so that she could work harder and improve herself. While listening to her, Monitor falls asleep right there. Next day, Hua leaves the assistant job and returns to her old position. In the next scene, the factory workers again start talking about Hua. Earlier, her video with 3 boys went viral, and now they gossip that both the deputy director and the director like her. Yan Yan also starts criticizing her again. Hua finally decides to stay away from both of them. In the next scene, Hua decides that she doesn't want any more rumors to spread about her. Later, when both Monitor and Jing Ran come to pick her up, she refuses to go with either of them. Instead, she chooses to travel by bus because she doesn't want to give people another reason to gossip. Hua decides to clear everything in front of everyone. She tells them, "Look, I'm not the kind of person you all think I am." Next day, Monitor announces to all the employees that they will receive their full salaries on time. Along with that, he also announces a game competition, and whoever wins will get a bonus. To make the game fair, Monitor divides everyone into teams. Hua's partner turns out to be Yan Yan. During the game, Yan Yan sprains her ankle, but Hua doesn't give up. She not only balances the boxes, but also supports Yan Yan. Seeing this, Yan Yan realizes that she misunderstood Hua. She thinks she's actually a very good person. And in the end, both of them win the game. One of the two has to give a speech, and Yan Yan says, "Hua will give the speech for both of us." At night, Hua thanks Monitor, saying, "Because of you, I was able to win this game." Later, when she closes her eyes, Monitor slowly comes closer to her. But seeing her so close, his heartbeat becomes fast, and he suddenly pulls away. Hua then says, "If you want to sleep, then just sleep. I have work to do." But when he tries to move away, he accidentally pushes her, and she falls down. Hua gets upset and doesn't talk to him after that. The next day, Hua finds out that the reason employees can't use their products is because they can't afford. This doesn't look good on Hua either, so she goes to Jing Ran and says, "We should also make some cheaper products so middle-class people can afford them. It shouldn't just be for rich people." Jing Ran agrees, and Hua hugs him happily. Seeing this, Monitor gets jealous. Later, Monitor warns Jing Ran, "You need to stay away from Hua. If someone else sees this, new rumors will spread again." But Jing Ran calmly says, "That's fine. Even if rumors spread, I'll just tell everyone that I'm Hua's fiancé." Meanwhile, Yan Yan, who once hurt Hua in the past, comes to apologize to her. Hua hugs her tightly, and their friends try to separate them, laughing and teasing. Seeing this, Jing Ran thinks they are bullying her and immediately rushes over. But before he can say anything, Monitor also enters. Monitor tells everyone, "From now on, don't even think of troubling Hua. We're a couple, and I won't tolerate anyone bothering my wife." Hearing this, Yan Yan becomes very happy, because she thinks if Hua and Monitor are a couple, then maybe I can be with Jing Ran. But Hua gets angry at Monitor and says, "Why did you need to say all this?" Monitor replies, "I said it to protect you. And now, no one will bother you anymore." Later, everyone starts asking them who proposed first. Hua gets irritated and lies. Monitor knelt down in front of me and begged me to be his partner. That's why I agreed. Then they tease her and ask, when did you both decide to have a baby? They joke that as soon as he comes, he sleeps next to her. Everyone starts assuming that he's weak physically, so they keep a lot of medicines on his desk. Monitor gets confused and worried, thinking, what has Hua told everyone about me? So he immediately goes to ask her. But just then, Jing Ran enters. He is shocked and asks, when did you two get married? Someone replies, it's been 1 year, and another says, it's been 2 years. To cover up the lie, Monitor and Hua say, we got our marriage certificate 2 years ago and had the ceremony 1 year ago. Then Jing Ran asks about their first meeting. Monitor replies, Hua once had a big fight with her family and tried to end her life. At that time, I was a firefighter and part of the rescue team. When I came to save her, I fell in love with her at first sight. And after saving her, I decided I would always protect her. Hearing all this, Jing Ran gets furious. He had planned to show everyone that he was Hua's fiancé, but now Monitor has taken that role. He's so angry that both of them end up fighting. On the other hand, Chan arrives for a meeting with Yao. But he suddenly finds out it's actually a blind date arranged for him. So he refuses and leaves the place, making Yao very angry. In the next scene, Yao pushes the driver aside and drives the car herself to get out of there quickly. On the other hand, everyone starts working together to make cheaper products so that ordinary people can easily buy them. Then we see all the laborers receive their salaries, so Hua brings gifts for friends. She even gives one to Monitor, but it's not special. It's the same as everyone else's. Later, when Monitor goes to his room, Hua comes running with a stuffed toy and says, I bought this for you. At first, Monitor says, you should give this to someone else, but when she tells him to return it, he quickly replies, no, I'll keep it with me from now on. That night, Monitor surprisingly sleeps very well, even without Hua. The next morning, when his friends see him, they tease him a lot, saying, we didn't know you were so cute, sleeping with a stuffed toy. Later, Chan gets extremely angry because the first factory's new products sell out very fast, bringing them huge profit. Another company also signs a contract with them. After that, everyone gathers to celebrate, and Chan also joins the celebration. But then an employee comes to call Monitor because there's a leakage in their freezing point. Hua decides to go with him. Both of them arrive there together. But the boss thinks no one is inside, so he locks the place and leaves. On the other hand, Chan gets worried about Hua and goes to look for her. Inside the freezing point, the condition of both Monitor and Hua starts getting worse, especially Hua, who almost faints. Monitor removes his coat and wraps it around her. He even tries to give her body heat and tells her stories to keep her awake. He says, if you want to save your grandpa and take back your company, you have to stay alive. Hua weakly says, I'll put those 3 people who spread rumors about me in jail. Then Monitor confesses that it was actually him and his friends who did it. But Hua is unconscious, and it's unclear whether she hears him or not. She sadly says, I'll die without having my first kiss. Monitor replies, but we already kissed once. She says, no, that was feelingless. I want a real kiss. Monitor smiles and says, we're both dying anyway, so let's make your last wish come true. And then he kisses her deeply. After a lot of searching, everyone finally finds them. Luckily, the situation doesn't get too serious. Monitor's condition is better than Hua's, but every time he tries to see her, Jing Ran comes in his way. Meanwhile, Hua hides whenever she sees Monitor because she remembers the kiss. Jing Ran and their friends ask Monitor, what happened between you two? He honestly replies, I told her the truth, that we were the ones who left her drunk at the hotel that night. He adds, but we didn't do anything wrong. We just left her there because she was in a very bad condition. Hua gets angry and says, you all should have told me before. I trusted you guys, and because of you, I lost my home. To escape punishment, Monitor's friends put all the blame on him, calling him the mastermind. Then Hua asks Monitor, why did you kiss me yesterday? Everyone is shocked to hear this. She demands a proper explanation. When Jing Ran finds out that Monitor kissed Hua, he gets extremely jealous and fights with him. Later, the uncle who locked them inside the freezing room comes to apologize, saying he didn't know anyone was inside. They also apologize for blaming Hua earlier for the machine malfunction. Monitor, being kind-hearted, forgives them. That night, he explains to Hua, "You wished to have your first real kiss before dying. I only fulfilled the wish of a dying person. Please don't misunderstand me." Hua is impressed by his words and quietly leaves. In the next scene, when Jing Ran secretly watches Hua looking at monitor, he can't bear it and becomes even more jealous. Meanwhile, their products are now ready and they start advertising them. Everyone works very hard. On the other hand, Chan goes on a date with his girlfriend. Suddenly, Chan receives a message from Yao saying, "I'm waiting for you. When will you come?" But he doesn't go, and Yao drinks a lot out of anger. So her driver has to take care of her. Chan also starts planning his wedding with his assistant. The next day, an inspection team suddenly arrives at their first factory. They say, "We've received information that you are making illegal products." Until the inspection was completed, the first factory was temporarily shut down. Everyone was extremely worried. And behind all this was none other than Chan. All the employees were informed about the situation. When Hua found out that it was her own brother who had caused this, she got angry and said, "Why are you doing all this?" Chan coldly replied, "Why shouldn't I? You and your mom took dad away from me and my mom. Now it's your turn to suffer." Then Monitor takes the phone from Hua and warns Chan, "One day, we will definitely take everything back from you." Chan is left lost in his past memories, how Hua's family used to celebrate her birthday with so much love while he sat alone. Hua always cared for him, but he never valued her. Every year, he used to celebrate alone with his mom. His mom had gone crazy after dad's second marriage, and that's where all his anger came from. Finally, the results came out in Hua's favor. The first factory was allowed to reopen, and everyone was overjoyed. Monitor also thanked Jing Ran for helping. Hua, meanwhile, started giving equal importance to both Monitor and Jing Ran in her life. That night, they all celebrated together. Hua got drunk. They planned to go on a trip together, and Hua called Yan Yan to invite all their friends too. Chan, on the other hand, was furious because his plan had failed. He shouted at his assistant, and she got upset and left, saying, "Fine, I won't stay here anymore." Later, Chan told Jing Ran, "If you want our company to work with your father's company, then you'll have to leave the first factory." But Jing Ran flatly refused. Everyone soon arrived at their trip destination. Yan Yan called Monitor and told him to take care of Hua. After all, she's your partner. And she herself went to be with Jing Ran. They all played lots of games and had fun. Yan Yan was very happy with Jing Ran. During a dare game, Monitor was asked to compliment Hua. He completed the task beautifully, making Hua emotional to know he thinks so well of her. That night, there was only one room available for Monitor and Hua to sleep in. Jing Ran was burning with jealousy, secretly watching them. Monitor decided to express his feelings to Hua. But just then, news came that Yan Yan had fallen off a cliff. The rescue team would take a long time to arrive, and Monitor couldn't wait. So he gathered some people and rushed to help. Finally, they managed to pull her out of the ravine, but they got injured in the process. Seeing them hurt, Hua scolded Monitor, "You could have just waited for the rescue team." But Monitor replied softly, "You're right. This time it was my mistake." Just then, one of the rescue team brothers sat beside him and told his story, how there were once 10 people in his team, and during an accident, 6 of them died and he lost his legs. Since then, Monitor had promised himself to save as many lives as possible, no matter the cost. Hearing this, Hua realized how caring and selfless Monitor truly is. The next day, she apologized to him for scolding him. As they were talking, Jing Ran appeared. His dad had kicked him out of the house because their project had been cancelled because of him. He came to Monitor's team to live temporarily. No one gave him a warm welcome, but when he is about to fall, Gav ran caught and saved him. His back was hurting from sleeping on a hard bed. When Hua was applying medicine on Jing Ran's back, Monitor got extremely jealous. He pushed Hua aside and applied the medicine himself, venting out all his anger. Poor Jing Ran could only scream in pain. Whenever Jing Ran tried to get close to Hua, Monitor couldn't stand it and stopped him. Hua's performance was so good that it was finally time to take her to the company. Meanwhile, they also got evidence exposing Chan's tricks, how he had been trying to manipulate everything to get power. To provoke Jing Ran, Monitor jokingly called Hua to his room and said, "You have to put me to sleep tonight." Hua laughed and replied, "Okay, I'm coming." Jing Ran saw this and got furious. When Gav Ran tried to stop him, When Hua entered the company, all the uncles were shocked to see her return. One of the shareholders stood up and announced to everyone, Hua is finally back. In the next scene, the proposal gets accepted. And here, Chan's cheap plan to distract everyone is revealed in front of all. Chan tries to act innocent and says that he didn't do anything. The lawyer also starts taking Chan's side. Even the uncle, who used to support Hua, gets greedy when Chan offers him an opportunity to start a business abroad. Hearing this, uncle also stands on Chan's side. Hua gets very angry, thinking, how can a person fall so low for money? Monitor, who is listening to everything, rushes inside the company as soon as he hears Hua shouting. Hua was deeply hurt because the only uncle who supported her also betrayed her. She felt all her hard work had gone to waste. Chan had even agreed to marry Yao just to save his position. Meanwhile, Yao and his dad celebrate because their plan worked perfectly. But when Chan's assistant comes to know about this, she breaks up with him. Chan tries to explain that he was only with Yao for business reasons, but now the assistant has decided to leave him. On the other hand, when Yao finds out that Chan actually likes his assistant, but still agreed to marry her, she confronts him. Hua warns her because Chan loves someone else. But Yao gets angry and says, if I have to do anything to make my business shine, I'll do it. I won't cancel my wedding just because you're telling me to. After that, Yao also learns that Chan changed Grandpa's will. Grandpa wanted Hua to be the heir, but Chan wrote his own name. So, Yao blackmails Chan saying if he breaks their marriage, she will reveal everything. Meanwhile, Hua comes to meet the assistant and says she won't let Chan marry Yao. But assistant doesn't listen. She insults the Hua and says, since when did you start worrying about Chan? You also use tricks to get the company. The Hua replies that Chan is the real liar. Grandpa made her the heir, not Chan. In the next scene, assistant, in her anger, drinks and drives the car. Hua tries to stop her and sits inside with her. In the next scene, both get into a dangerous accident. Hua immediately calls Monitor for help. In some time, Monitor rushes to their location. Hua saves the assistant first, and then Monitor pulls Hua out of death's mouth. Hua faints on the spot. Later, when Chan tells his mother about the wedding, she gives him a beautiful ring and says, give this to the girl you really love. Chan can't even tell her that he's marrying out of pressure, not love. In the next scene, Hua gets admitted to the hospital. Chan comes to see her and remembers their childhood. How did she support him? When he tries to go near her, Monitor enters, and seeing him, Chan stops. Monitor starts taking care of Hua, which makes Jing Ran even more irritated. Their fight continues. Hua gets angry at both of them and walks away. On the other hand, Yao comes to her wedding shopping. She wants Chan's help, but Chan ignores her messages. Next day, Hua gets discharged. Monitor finally confesses his feelings to her. But when the assistant suddenly comes back, his moment remains incomplete. Later, because she had become Hua's best friend, so she came to say goodbye before leaving her hometown. Hua gets upset. But their goodbye moment turns romantic again, until Jing Ran interrupts. On the other hand, Chan can't stop thinking why the assistant left him and his home. In the next scene, Hua goes to Grandpa's house. She sees Chan there, but he ignores her and walks away. Hua doesn't like this. Then she goes to meet Chan's mom. Hua looks exactly like her mom, which makes Chan's mom furious. Monitor stands by Hua and protects her from being hurt. The doctor informs Chan about Hua's arrival. Chan strictly bans Hua from meeting his mom. Meanwhile, Uncle Fat gives Hua her father's diary. Hua learns the truth. Her dad loved Hua's mom, but Grandpa forced him to marry Chan's mom for business. Later, he couldn't live without Hua's mom, so he married her secretly. Hua wants to tell Chan the truth, that her mom wasn't at fault. But when they see Chan has closed the company and house doors for her. Later, upset, Hua decides to talk to Chan's mom directly. She wanted dresses like her own mom to make an impact. Later, Monitor helps by bringing the same kind of dress after seeing the old photo. Next day, Chan is doing a wedding photoshoot with Yao. But as soon as he finds out Hua has gone to meet his mom, he runs there. Finally, Hua reaches Chan's mom's room. But before she can say anything, Chan enters and angrily asks both of them to leave. But Hua tells Chan the whole truth. She says, my mom never came between your mom and dad. In fact, our dad loved my mom first. He only married your mom for business, and Grandpa forced him into it. After that, they all watch the wedding video of Dad and Chan's mom. It becomes very clear from the video that their marriage was forced. Chan's mom cries a lot after seeing the truth. Hwa then pretends to apologize, saying, "Whatever happened in the past, all three of us had to suffer for it." She also tells Chan that forced marriages don't build real relationships. She advises him to use his brain and make the right decision. Surprisingly, Chan listens to her. He cancels his wedding with Yao. But Yao, out of anger, slaps him hard in front of everyone. Chan then tells Hwa to take care of his mom and leaves sadly. Meanwhile, Chan runs after his assistant, whose name is Ishu, and pleads with her not to leave him. He says, "I want to marry you. I even have the wedding ring." But Ishu doesn't listen to him. On the other hand, Yao blames Hwa for everything and says it's her fault the wedding got cancelled. But Jing Ran stops Yao from saying anything bad to Hwa. Hwa starts taking care of Chan's mom with love and patience. After all this, Yao, filled with anger and alcohol, is again handled by her driver like always. In the next scene, Jing Ran tells everyone the truth, that he is actually Hwa's fiancé, but no one believes him. Everyone thinks he's just joking. Meanwhile, Yao's father decides to take revenge for breaking the wedding. Later, Chan calls a meeting and tells everyone the truth. "Grandpa didn't make me the heir. He made Hwa the heir of the company." He apologizes to everyone and hands over all responsibilities to Hwa before leaving. Hwa tries to stop him, but Chan wants to make things right with his girlfriend, so he leaves, asking Hwa to take care of herself and his mom. After that, Chan holds a press conference to officially cancel the wedding. Ishi watches this on TV. Meanwhile, Monitor wants to confess his love to Hwa, but Uncle Fat suddenly comes to take Hwa back home. Everyone feels upset. Monitor asks Uncle to let Hwa stay just one more day. Everyone starts making little plans to keep Hwa with them forever. That night, since it's Hwa's last day, she cooks for everyone. The food is really bad, but everyone still praises it and eats happily. Hwa then thanks everyone, especially Monitor, for helping her get her position back. Later, Hwa and Monitor drink wine lot. The next day, they feel embarrassed when they see each other together, which was actually part of their friends' plan. Next day, friends tell Monitor different tricks and ideas to propose to Hwa. On the other hand, Yao becomes close friends with her driver and starts enjoying life in a way she never did before. Meanwhile, Chan goes to Ishu's hometown to convince her. She ignores him completely. He even goes to her parents' house and introduces himself as her boyfriend. They are shocked because she had told them he was dead. Ishu gets furious, and it's clear convincing her won't be easy. Meanwhile, Dad wants Jing Ran to get engaged to Hwa again. But Jing Ran refuses, saying, "I'll win her heart in my own way. Engagement doesn't mean anything if it's force. When she was the heir, you made us get engaged. When they removed her, you broke it off. This isn't a game." On the other hand, Monitor finally makes up his mind to propose to Hwa. Everyone prepares a surprise for her. But just then, Jing Ran appears and reveals his real identity. "I'm not Lang Qing. I'm Jing Ran." Everyone finally believes him. He then explains to Monitor, "You can't propose to Hwa right now. She's the company heir. If the shareholders find out she's in a relationship, it'll create problems. So, for her good, stop your plan." Monitor doesn't want to give up, but for Hwa's sake, he agrees. The next day, Uncle Fat comes to take Hwa home. Hwa thinks Monitor will stop her, but he lets her go and softly says, "Take care of yourself." Hwa gets emotional, looks at him one last time, and leaves. In the car, Jing Ran sits beside her, and he confesses his feelings, but she softly tells him that she only sees him as her best friend. But he was asking Hwa for one more chance. Hwa had no other option but to give him that chance. Next day, Hwa came to the company again with her amazing personality. Meanwhile, Monitor also came to inform her about First Company. On the other hand, Jing Ran had sent a lot of flowers to Hwa, and seeing that, Monitor felt very jealous. Everyone welcomed Hwa warmly. After that, Monitor and Jing Ran came to know that Uncle was planning to sell the first factory and move abroad to do business. But Hwa decided to remove him from the company, saying that she would never let this plan succeed. No one was helping her make affordable products, not even second uncle, the same person who had sent her the audio of Grandpa's heart attack. Actually, his real plan was to make the siblings fight with each other so that he could take over the company alone. But that plan didn't work, so now he was no longer supporting Hwa. In the next scene, Hwa went to his brother. When Chan saw them there, he were shocked. but he refused to return until his girlfriend forgave him. Meanwhile, Ishu's dad was very impressed with Monitor and even asked him about his girlfriend. Monitor said there's a girl he likes a lot, but he hasn't proposed to her yet. Later we see, Jing Ran bought Monitor's house and said, "If you want to stay here on rent, you can." Hearing this, everyone was shocked. After that, Jing Ran thinks of creating a product to fix people like Monitor. Then Jing Ran started checking the fragrance of Hua to choose the right ingredients to develop a product ***. Jing Ran knew that her fragrance always made Monitor sleep. Watching the scene made Monitor extremely jealous. After sending everyone away, Monitor went close to Hua and invited her to go somewhere with him the next day. She agreed immediately, thinking it was a date, ***. Next day, Hua got ready very nicely. But Monitor brought her to the first factory instead of a romantic place, which spoiled her mood a little. After that, Hua decided to make Yan Yan the assistant of Jing Ran. Yan Yan became very happy. After all, she liked Jing Ran. Meanwhile, seeing Ishu going to the city, Jae Ran also decided to go with her, saying, "How can you leave me alone like this?" When Monitor saw Hua injured, he immediately picked her up. From that day, Monitor also joined Hua's company, and Hua informed everyone about it. On the other hand, Yao and Uncle Start make a plan together. So that he can never handle her company. For this they decided to separate Hua and Monitor, because they can't do anything as long as Monitor is with her. Yan Yan joined Jing Ran's project and was very happy. On the other hand, Ishu also started working in a shop in the city, and Chan decided to work with her too. Ishu couldn't refuse him. Monitor had planned to take Hua on a date, but an emergency happened. Everyone started blaming Monitor for the mess. So, due to pressure from the shareholders, Hua had to fire Monitor. Jing Ran finally made the product especially for people like Monitor, and it worked really well. Its fragrance made Monitor fall asleep immediately. Next day, when he saw Jing Ran close to him, he was very surprised. Later Hua also felt bad for Monitor, so she invited him to meet at a restaurant. He was going, but seeing some suspicious uncle, he decided to follow and find out what they were planning. Hua waited for him but got tired, so she decided to go to Monitor herself. Later Monitor thought someone was following him, so he hit Hua and ran away. Later, Hua was shocked, wondering why he did that to her. Hua's friends and said, "We feel like someone is trying to separate you and Monitor." But Hua decided not to let that happen. Monitor then found out that all friends were staying at her house and also invited him. Seeing this, he smiled. Later Hua noticed Monitor was keeping an eye on Hua from a distance, and that made her happy. In the evening, to get Monitor's attention, Hua planned with friends to act like gangsters and fake kidnap her. But at that time real gangsters appeared. They fought them and drive them away, but after that, they had to face Monitor's anger, especially to Hua. Monitor said, "Last time I was the mastermind, but this time it's you." Actually, the evil uncle had sent those gangsters to hurt Hua. This time, Hua prepared an explanation speech, saying she did everything just to get Monitor's attention. In the next scene Hua came to meet Ishu, and Chan somehow managed to convince Ishu. Now, Hua was just waiting for Monitor's proposal. Later, Monitor gave Hua a pen that was no less than a weapon. But Hua got upset and said, "Did you call me here just for this?" She thought he was calling her to propose. Meanwhile, Jing Ran planned to go somewhere to make a product and asked Hua to join him. But Monitor stopped them, saying it could be dangerous and they shouldn't take that step. Still, Hua decided to go with Jing Ran. Next scene, they reached their destination to collect herbs, and they were quite happy to be there. While taking selfies, both of them accidentally fell straight down to the ground. There was no signal in that area, so they couldn't contact anyone. But Hua had Monitor's gadget, so she used it to contact the rescue team. As soon as Monitor got the message that Hua was in trouble, he immediately came to save them. Seeing him, Hua felt very happy and said, "I knew you come to save us." Then they finally got the chance to kiss. Jing Ran felt a little hurt seeing them together, but at the same time, he was happy too, because Hua and Monitor were a perfect match. After that, they officially entered a relationship. Hua brought Monitor to her room and shared all her secrets with him, even the ones she never told Grandpa. She told him, "My first love is only you." Then they kissed again. Jing Ran was drunk that night, so Yan Yan came to take care of him. Meanwhile, to find out who was trying to separate him and Hua, Monitor decided to become the target himself. And in the next scene, the truth came out. It was none other than shareholder Uncle. Then Monitor asks Uncle to resign from the company. Uncle also has to do this unwillingly. Knowing, Hua was upset that first one uncle left her, and now another one too. She still didn't know everything about their action. After that, Hua made Monitor her assistant. For now, they decided to keep their relationship a secret to protect each other. At the office, romance between Hua and Monitor was almost impossible. But at home, they spent quality time together. Then suddenly, someone created trouble in their factory, and it wasn't just anyone, it was second uncle. This caused a fire and many laborers got injured. Before Hua could get hurt in the blast, Monitor reached there. Because of some obstacles, Hua got trapped in the flames, and seeing this, Monitor lost control. He rushed to save her at any cost. He managed to save Hua, but after facing so much trouble, he himself fainted. There was no serious danger, but due to injuries, he was admitted to the hospital for a few days. When Uncle felt threatened, he went to Yao for help. She said, "If you bring me Hua's company secrets, then I'll help you." Uncle agreed immediately. Hua was worried about Monitor, but finally, he regained consciousness. She became emotional and said, "I was scared you might not wake up like Grandpa." Later, Uncle had given Yao many secrets. Hua started taking extra care of Monitor. Later, they went to check on the injured laborers. Then they saw on the news, the entire media was blaming Hua's company. The reporters said their cheap products were harming people and employees were hurt because of them. The company's reputation was ruined. Uncle was the cause of everything, but even he felt bad now. He went to meet Yao and said, "You shouldn't have done this." But Yao had no regrets and said, "Whatever I did was absolutely right." Hua and Monitor also came to know that the whole mess was created by second uncle and Yao. Hao, who liked Yao, refused to believe it. But the truth was clear. Then they find out second uncle had already left for abroad. They were now worried about how to contact him. Grandpa was still unconscious, and the company was going through a serious crisis. At this time, they needed strong support. Then Hua and Chan came to meet Jing Ran's dad for help. But he put forward a condition. He said, "Transfer 40% of your company's shares to my name, then I'll think about helping you." Clearly, he was trying to take advantage of the situation. Hua and her brother felt deeply hurt hearing this. In the evening, Monitor tried to comfort her, saying, "Everything will be fine. You just need to keep sharing your secrets with me. Talking about what's in your heart always makes it lighter." Just when they were about to kiss again, the moment was interrupted. Then Yao had entered the company. Seeing her there, Hua couldn't control her anger and slapped her. Later, Hao was shocked and said to Yao, "I never thought you can do this." Hao's trust in her broke completely. So he resigned from his job and left. Hua take the company's stress too seriously, but seeing her so down, Chan suggested that Monitor take her somewhere far away to relax. The place they went to was beautiful, calm, refreshing, and surrounded by nature. Hua's mood finally lifted, and both of them spent quality time together. Hua felt so lucky to have such a good boyfriend. Later, Monitor even made a keychain gift for her, which she happily accepted. Since Hua loved stars and the moon, Monitor made beautiful art of stars and moons in her room as a surprise for her. This time, no one was there to disturb them. On the other hand, Jing Ran was angry at his father for what he did to Hua. He said, "You shouldn't have made that demand for shares." But his father calmly replied, "What I did was right." Meanwhile, Hao started working with Ishu. When Hao saw this couple being romantic, his jealous reaction was priceless. Later, Monitor took Hua shopping, but suddenly, Jing Ran appeared. He had been keeping an eye on what was happening in the company. Hua became upset, saying, "Now my brother has to handle everything alone." After thinking for a while, Jing Ran decided to pretend to marry Hua, hoping that his father might agree to invest without asking for shares. When he told this plan to Monitor, but Monitor was completely against it. After all, who would want to see their partner with someone else? Meanwhile, Yao regretted everything she had done and was filled with guilt. Later, Hua wanted to go back and make things right. Before she could leave, Monitor confessed his love to Hua and then told her, "If you want to save the company, you'll have to pretend to marry Jing Ran." Hearing this, Hua was shocked. She couldn't believe what she was hearing. At first, she agreed only for the engagement, not marriage. Even Jing Ran was doing this unwillingly. He had no interest in separating two people who truly loved each other. When they went to talk about the engagement, Jing Ran's dad said, "Fine, Get engaged if you want, but I'll still take those shares. Hua didn't respond to him, and then told her friends to go back for a few days, saying, after announce the engagement, people will start gossiping. My reputation is already ruined. On the other hand, Yan Yan was heartbroken and decided to resign from Jing Ran's company. There's no point in staying here anymore. Meanwhile, Hua started living alone and missed all her friends deeply. Monitor kept calling her through video chats, saying, from now on, we'll stay connected like this. He had gone abroad to find second uncle. Next day, when he saw uncle getting beaten up, he tried to save him and ended up badly injured himself. Because of that, Monitor couldn't contact anyone. Hua grew worried and wanted to go to him, but everyone stopped her, saying, it's better if you stay here. We're sure he'll come back one day. Hua spent many nights crying, but the next morning she comforted herself, thinking, no matter where he is, he'll come back to me. Now, Hua agreed to both give the shares to uncle and go through with the engagement with Jing Ran. The engagement day finally arrived. Hua believed that Monitor would definitely come to stop her. She even imagined him walking in and saying, come with me, Hua. But in reality, he didn't come. Seeing that, Hua was heartbroken. Noticing her sadness, Jing Ran pretended to faint before putting the ring on her finger. He couldn't bear to see her unhappy. When his father found out Jing Ran had faked it, he got angry and told Hua, sign the papers and transfer the shares first, then you can get married. But Hua refused and said, do whatever you want. I'm not signing your contract. Just then, Monitor returned, bringing Uncle back with him. Now all misunderstandings were cleared. Uncle took full responsibility for everything bad that had happened, and slowly the company's image started to recover. Later, Monitor explained how he had been attacked and hospitalized, which is why he couldn't contact her earlier. Once he got better, he brought Uncle back to fix everything. After Hao's return, Yao finally realized that she had fallen in love with him. Seeing Yao stressed, her dad came and said, you're free from the responsibilities I placed on you. Live your life the way you want. I won't burden you again. I've already made too many mistakes. Later, everyone went to introduce their partners to Grandpa, who was still unconscious. Hua became very close friends with Jing Ran. Hua and Monitor stayed while others lived with Jing Ran. Hua and Monitor began recalling their old memories, cherishing the bond they had built. Meanwhile, Yao went to meet Hao. They still hadn't confessed their love to each other. After that, their new product had just launched and became quite successful. Yao came to Hua with a collaboration proposal, but Hua rejected it and walked away. On the other hand, Chan was thinking of how to propose to Ishu. Meanwhile, Hua wanted to spend more time with Monitor, so she took a few days off from the company, saying she wanted to join a rescue team. Later, Yao also arrived there, trying to talk about collaboration again, but Hua ignored her. In the end, Yao too joined the rescue team, determined to win Hua's trust back. When Yan Yan saw Jing Ran, she tried to hide at first, but after finding out that his engagement with Hua never happened, she left her job and went with him, saying, from today, you're my new boss, so I'll stay by your side. Both Hua and Yao trained hard together, and soon they officially became part of the rescue team. Monitor even helped Hua with household chores. But when he goes to washing clothes, she ran over quickly, so that he doesn't see my undergarments. She tries her best to hide it, but Monitor had already noticed everything. Meanwhile, Jing Ran and Yan Yan's interaction was also growing stronger day by day. In the next scene, Hua gives the chairman's seat to her brother and says that now she will focus on rescue work peacefully. On the other hand, Chan comes to everyone to ask for help in planning how to propose to Ishu. First, they suggest that he should make a dashing entry and propose like a chairman. But Chan rejects that idea, saying Ishu doesn't care about money, so she won't like it. After that, they tell him to act like a hero and save her from some goons before proposing, but that also doesn't work. Then they suggest he wear a traditional outfit and propose since Ishu belongs to a village, but Chan rejects that too. Then Monitor says that since their relationship is still a secret, he should make it public and announce the wedding. Hearing this, Chan finally feels satisfied. Meanwhile, Hua calls Ishu to the company and pretends that Monitor has broken up with her. She starts bad-mouthing him a lot, and Ishu can't tolerate hearing that. Yao is also there, and Hao tells her that they all are here to prepare for Chan's proposal. When Hao is about to kiss Yao, suddenly the lift gets stuck. After that, Chan makes a grand and beautiful proposal to Ishu in front of all the employees and puts a lovely ring on her finger. Ishu becomes very happy and says yes. As soon as they learn about Yao and how being in the lift together, they get worried. When the lift opens, Yao immediately kisses him, afraid of being late. This surprises everyone. Meanwhile, they also get the news that Grandpa has regained consciousness. Everyone goes to meet him, but he is upset, especially with Hua. He says, "I sent you to Monitor to learn, but you both ended up in a relationship." Monitor gets scared of Grandpa and decides to leave the house. But Hua stops him and says, "How can you leave me and my baby like this?" This shocks both Grandpa and Monitor. Grandpa gets even angrier, thinking Monitor trapped Hua for money, but in reality, nothing like that happened. Later, Hua goes to meet Monitor again. Hua says she lied before, but now we should think seriously about it. Monitor refuses, saying Grandpa will get even more upset. Later, when Grandpa learns they lied, he strictly forbids Monitor from meeting Hua again. Monitor says, "Okay, I'll do exactly as you say." Grandpa then realizes that because of Monitor, Hua learned to handle the company. Meanwhile, Hao plans to propose to Yao in a special way, but nothing happens as he expected. So Yao takes the step herself, confesses her love, and proposes to him. Later, Hua knows Monitor will never say anything to her, so she goes to him, gives him a flower bouquet, confesses her love, and proposes him for marriage. He kisses her and gives her a bouquet of flowers. After that, no one can stop them from being together. Even Grandpa gives his blessing for their wedding because he knows she doesn't care about his wealth. Then the scene shifts to the wedding ceremony of both siblings. Everyone looks very happy. Grandpa places Hua's hand in Monitor's hand. Suddenly, they receive an emergency message from the rescue team, so they leave immediately to save lives, saying the rest of the work can wait. Yao and Hua also arrive there. First, Hao completes his task and returns, and then Monitor comes. Seeing him, Hua becomes very happy. Right there, he puts the wedding ring on her finger. Their wedding happens in a unique way. At the same time, Chan also puts the ring on Ishu's finger. Finally, after facing so many problems, all couples find their true love. And with this beautiful and happy moment, the drama ends. Thank you for watching.